All right, last video of the night, I promise. You know, I've been watching CNN for a number of hours today, and I mean this, all I have seen on CNN today is nothing but apologetics, and all kinds of I'm not sure what the term would be, but you know, excuse making and trying to divert attention from the real issue of who Michael Brown was and how this whole situation came about. And all it's been is accusatory on the system, and the justice system has failed, and you know, the cops are murderer. It's been just nonstop. So I haven't been over to Fox News very often lately, but so no one can accuse me of being a Fox bot and all that other nonsense. I judge every network by the merits of the stories they run and any perceived bias that I hone in on. So I decided to mosey on over here after watching nothing but pro Mike Brown and apologetics for the protesters and what have you. And well, lo and behold, there's and this is the thing. This is Fox to their credit. This is something I have not seen anywhere. So let's just watch this for a few minutes.
Welcome to Hannity, and this is a Fox News alert. Darkness has fallen on Ferguson yet again tonight as law enforcement is bracing for yet another round of possible violence. Now, on Tuesday, St. Louis County Police report that 58 arrests were made in Ferguson. Now, while that number is down from what we witnessed on Monday, tensions remain very high tonight, and new questions are being raised about why measures were not taken to contain those demonstrations from the very outset. In addition, tonight, we want to investigate some of the rhetoric that was used by key figures that were on the ground, as well as the actions that have been taken by federal, state, and local officials in recent days. And we begin with this disturbing outburst from the stepfather of Michael Brown. It was captured just moments after the grand jury's decision was announced on Monday. Remember this.
Okay, we've all seen this stuff. And even CNN can't escape this. But watch, it gets better.
As unfortunate as those remarks were, the NAACP, they still refuse to condemn them. Take a look at this.
Why would they?
He was in the moment, but do you think that served as a call to violence?
No, I don't think that was a call for violence or a call for violence. The fact of the matter is, a single act of violence set this tragic set of consequences.
Saying burn this bitch down is not a call to violence.
Michael Brown,
of course, that comes from CNN.
That's what, in fact, calls all of this.
I wonder what small business owners in Ferguson.
Okay, here we are.
Now that some
I have not seen this anywhere.
Completely destroyed and jobs are lost. And that brings me to my first guest tonight. Remember back in August, just minutes before Michael Brown was fatally shot and killed by Officer Darren Wilson, the team was caught on surveillance tape stealing cigars from the Ferguson market. Now, Brown was also seen strong-arming the store clerk as he left with the stolen goods. And on Monday night, after the grand jury's decision was announced... Okay,
watch what these animals do to this guy's store.
Well, that same store, Ferguson Market, was targeted by protesters. And as you can see right there, in a Hannity exclusive video tonight, there are looters from inside the store. You get a perspective nobody's seen, literally beginning stealing and looting and destroying property. Now, surveillance video also caught one of the demonstrators lighting the store on fire with accelerant. Watch this.
Watch one of the guys in the background start to slip. Too bad he didn't fall in the flames.
Samaritan, but maybe one of the other looters, or perhaps somebody that works there, trying to put that fire out and successfully doing so by using milk and some other products that were taken right out of the store. Here now to explain much more on what's going on there is the attorney for the owners of Ferguson Market, and that's Jay Kanzler is with us. Jay, first of all, I'm sorry to the owners. Please express my condolences to them. I want to go back to this video.
Thanks, Sean.
They did have their store boarded up, correct?
This store was boarded up. You can see the steel bars across the doors. The boards were on the inside as well.
See if you can count how many people pour into the store.
That's what you get when you have a 37-minute head start on the authorities.
Yeah, and as we're looking there in the video right now, that's sort of like the potato chip rack that
it turns into a big clown car.
Pushed the store clerk into when he was robbing the store, right?
That's correct.
Unreal.
Yeah. Now, as all of this, I mean, what is left in the store? How much damage was done? Have you been able to assess the damage at this point?
I was by again this morning, and they finally cleaned up most of the broken glass, the trash. It is going to be. It was worse than August. It'll
Stealing
be in the
potato
hundreds of thousands of
chips.
dollars, and it's devastating. This is the second time in 3 months that this store has been rampaged by looters.
And how many employees do you have working at the Ferguson market?
Well, you have the owners. This is a family-owned business, but in addition to that, there are probably 5 or 6 employees that work with the family.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're able to get insurance a second time after the first incident here. You know, I don't, you know, I had on last night, we're going to have him back on tonight, Darryl Parks, who's the attorney for the Brown family, and
Nice
I was
mask.
asking him about the robbery, asking him about the struggle for the gun, asking about the eyewitness testimony before the grand jury saying that Michael Brown, you know, was charging like a football player full force on Officer Wilson. You know, as you watch this, what are your thoughts?
It's like
about
they're stealing in
this isn't
shifts
about
here.
Michael Brown. These are opportunists. You know, how do you describe them?
Well, I call them anarchists, opportunistic criminals. They came there knowing exactly what they planned to do, and they accomplished it.
Now, this one guy that we're looking at
I do
this
wanna
video
say,
right
Sean,
now, this one guy, Jay, this is the guy. What he's doing is he's spreading accelerant, and he's starting a fire here inside
Yes,
of
he
the
is.
store. Now, we're going to see in a few moments here that somebody else comes and tries to put that out. But he's spraying more accelerant to build the fire. He's kind of shooting it into it. It's almost like you do with the...
Too bad it didn't blow up in his hand.
And maybe he was even using that type of accelerant that he got out of the store. The
That's
store
exactly
did not
what he was
burn, though,
using,
right?
Sean.
Was there a lot of fire
It did
damage?
not.
Unbelievable.
There was smoke damage and some fire damage, but that lady, who is a resident of Ferguson and a regular customer of the store, went in there for the sole purpose of putting out that fire. She was not going to let this happen again.
Oh, you mean this woman that we watched pouring the milk went in there not as a looter, but went in there as a good Samaritan? As you can see, I think this
She's
is the
from
first
the
race.
neighborhood, and she...
Yeah, she's literally, you can see her, she's pouring milk and anything basically she can get her hands on to put that fire out. If that woman didn't do this, that store would have burned to the ground like others, right?
Absolutely. That's how a lot of the fire started. And yet she said, you're not doing this to my community, not to my store. And my clients can't thank her enough.
Wow. I mean, what a, in the midst of madness and chaos, you know, you get those good people that just come out of the woodwork. You can see there that the fire went out. Anyway, we really appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much, and our best to the owners of the Ferguson market, sir.
All right. Well, I don't really need to add much commentary to that. What pissed me off was that I didn't see this on any of the other networks. And, you know, maybe they showed it. I've watched for hours and I haven't seen it. So this is pretty dramatic footage. You would think that would be everywhere. But again, all I've gotten from CNN all damn day is just a bunch of excuse making and apologetics and complete nonsense. So again, this is an attack on the media. I mean, the people that commit these types of crimes, their actions speak, you know, for themselves, and I think we can all judge them on the merits of their behavior. So happy holidays, everybody.